Good evening everybody and welcome to round 9 of the UK&I Monday Night Skippies here at Snetterton. The Monday Night Skippies sponsored by the Cam Zone, the campaign against Living Miserably, and we're just in the middle of qualifying at the moment, which is has not got too long left remaining, but I'm not myself in the booth tonight. Also tonight I will be joined by not Linus Brostrom, who can't make it unfortunately, but nevertheless Daniel Harris is in his place tonight, and Daniel, it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be back. Always enjoy being the Skippys here, as I say every time. As we see somebody just spin it on the straight. Excited to watch Snetterton. I've seen more IRL here than I have iRacing, but it's meant to be a good track.
Yeah, it's a fun track indeed, and it's hosted a whole range of real-life series, from British GT to the British Touring Car Championship, and some club racing as well. But tonight it will be hosted the Monday Night Skippies, and just coming towards the end of qualifying at the moment, and pole position is currently being held by Nick Vaughan Roberts, who took the win from Adam Miles at Mid-Ohio last week. And I have to say it wasn't the most exciting race, but nevertheless. Yep, Vaughan Roberts coming out on top in that one to keep up with his good form, and hopefully might be able to take another one possibly.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. Very, very tight qualifying between that three. Always good to see the competition in these Skippys.
Absolutely, as just riding on board with Benny Simonson as well, coming round the final corner to complete his final qualifying lap at the moment. It looks like he might be able to improve as he comes across the line, but can he improve? He comes across the line now, and it doesn't look like he's improved.
He improved a tiny little bit.
Or just a little bit, yeah. But anyway, as Clark Williams is coming around the final few corners as well to complete his lap, and currently 7th on the grid at the moment. And Clark Williams is one of those people that's he's maybe not always up at the front challenging for wins, but most of the time he keeps out of trouble and gets consistent finishes in the top 10. So it looks like just coming to the end of qualifying at the moment, as we've got about 50 seconds left in qualifying, and after that we'll run you through the grid. But I have to say it's a fantastic track, this Snetterton track, Daniel. I love it. How about you, and what's your experience around it?
Never really driven it, and I haven't watched too much. There's only about 2 or 3 videos that I've seen, but I've been told it's a bit like Brands Hatch in the way that it drives. So looking to see some racing here. Not sure if there's too much drafting that goes on. Of course, drafting being so important in these Skippy cars for them to stick together and make moves. So we will have to see how it goes.
Absolutely, as on the grid, on the screen right now is your starting grid, with row 1 being occupied by pole sitter Nick Vaughan Roberts, with him alongside him is Adam Miles in 2nd, and then row 2 you've got Benny Simonson with Ewan Patterson alongside him in 4th, and then row 3 we've got Daniel Tuffs in 5th, 6 is occupied by George Mattock, and then 7th we've got Clark Williams with Dave Dawson alongside him. Then 9th is Ray Peasley, and rounding out the top 10 is Mick Watson. It's good to see Mick returning to the series. And then 11th is John McDonald, with 12th going to Peter Parnell. And then in 13th we've got James McRitchie, but I think. And then as you can see right now, the rest of the screen, the rest of the grid is pretty much settled. But as you wait for the cars to line up on the grid, that's who do you think will come out on top tonight, Daniel?
Say again, sorry?
I was just asking, who do you think will come out on top tonight? Do you think Vaughan Roberts can take another win, or do you think someone like Ewan Patterson can get in the mix and take a possible victory?
I reckon Ewan can definitely get in the mix tonight. He always seems to if he gets a good run off the start, he'll definitely get in there and have a good dig, but it's always going to be interesting. I don't know if I can put it, but Nick Vaughan Roberts usually does drive the car well and can drive it to the end. So I'm going to say Nick Vaughan Roberts, I think, can pull it off.
Yeah, I think I'll be different. I think I don't know. just if something happens or there's mayhem up at the front, I think someone like Daniel Tuss might be able to pull off a shock win, but as we're waiting for someone in the cars to line up on the grid, it looks like some people are leaving until the very last second by the looks of it, and it looks like everyone's lined up for the grid as engines are revving, and we're just about to get underway, and we are green, and away we go. As it looks like Vaughan Roberts has got a great start off the line as he chops off slightly Adam Miles to cover his territory heading down to turn 1, but it looks like Miles is trying to make a move up the inside into turn 1 and heading down to that run to the turn 2 hairpin Montreal, and it looks like Miles is up the inside heading down to the hairpin. Can he get stopped in time and make a move up the inside of Vaughan Roberts? It looks like Miles is deciding just to back out of it slightly, as it looks like Vaughan Roberts is managing to hold that momentum on the outside.
Good move to defend there by Nick Vaughan Roberts.
Absolutely.
Adam Miles.
Yeah, I was just about to say rider on board with Benny Simpson as well, and it looks like he was a piece of the action as well. Tries to make a move up the inside of Miles. They're going to go 3 wide by the looks of it. Actually, Simpson decides to back out of it amazingly, and Adam Miles up the inside of Nick Vaughan Roberts and takes the lead by the looks of it.
Yeah, good move. Very good move. Benny, oh, there's a big one behind.
Clark Williams off in the background. There's 2 or 3 cars off in the background as well, but Clark Williams manages to just save that car, as it looks like as George Mattock has had issues, so he's fallen right back to the back of the field.
Maybe George Mattock tried to avoid it, but I saw somebody dive to avoid that on the grass. I don't know if they got the car stopped in time and were able to miss that. So I think it was George Mattock that yeah, that is George Mattock that spun. Unfortunate. Probably got one of the back wheels on the grass and just lost today.
As the pack comes through the turn 11, the Bomb corner, and then heading through turn 12 Coram, as heading up to the final corner as well, turn 13, that is Murray's corner, as the top 4 are starting to pull away from the rest of the field already. So it looks like we've got a 4-pack battle for the win, or the lead at the moment I should say, as they're coming across the line now to complete the end of lap 1. As they head down into turn 1 now, heading through Ritchie's, and it looks like Vaughan Roberts and Miles are still going at it for the lead as through turn 1. Miles runs slightly wide, and this has given Benny Simpson the opportunity to get a run heading down to the hairpin. Can he grab second off of Adam Miles? He's trying, as it looks like Miles is trying to hold it on the outside.
I think he's going to. There's a bit of a Dowson getting a bit squirrely there behind, but you said it, Ewan Pattinson, if he can stay with them, then he's going to be in for the win, and there he is, right, sitting in 4th, going to look to probably capitalize on a mistake. Oh, a big one. There's a very big crash involving Daniel Tufts. That is, somebody spun it, I think, on the curb and just taken a couple of others with them because they slid across the track. Wanting to know what happened there. That's interesting. I don't actually know what happened.
Yeah, I just caught the end of that incident there, so if you get a chance it might be worth looking at the replay. But back up at the front, they've still got this battle for the lead going on between Vaughan Roberts, Miles, Simonson and Patterson going on. But as you look at the replay now, it looks like Mick Watson was one of the cars involved and just he got tagged around, and unfortunately that just it just basically started a bit of a chain, a concertina effect rather.
McDonald looked to just kind of miss his braking point into the corner and dive bomb there and just sideswiped him. So unlucky there for the rest of the cars involved, as Nick Vaughan Roberts and Adam Miles going so hard at it. And Benny Simpson getting involved. This is some really good racing. Benny Simpson looking to make it 3 wide, almost.
Yeah.
That's a very long right hand though, wow.
Yeah, amazingly, they're all managing to keep it in one piece, and I'm amazed they never ended up having any contact. But as you right on board the 3rd place man, Simpson heading across the line now, he's got the run on Vaughan Roberts, and in turn Vaughan Roberts has got the run on Miles, but Vaughan Roberts, he can't do anything because Simpson's alongside him heading down to turn 1. But still in the background you've got Patterson's in the back just watching this battle as well. just watching what's going on and maybe just hanging back a little bit. But it looks like we're about to go 3 wide into the hairpin. This can't end well, as it looks like Vaughan Roberts is up the inside of Adam Miles and Benny Simonson, and he manages to be able to move off. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, Ewan Pattinson sitting behind. Oh, he's looking to make a move possibly on Nick Vaughan Roberts. Benny Simonson going up to P2. Good move there. Nick Vaughan Roberts going to come straight back at him, Ewan Pattinson. Just getting a lovely view of this battle. Not sure who to take, who to follow to get the best draft. Oh, they are so close, going into every corner. It's incredible racing. So lovely to watch. Yeah,
absolutely. Rider on board with Patterson as well, heading into this turn 6 hairpin as well, heading down towards the run up to the back straight, and Vaughan Roberts has pulled away ever so slightly, but further back in the field we've still got this battle. We've got a battle for 7th place going on between Clark Williams, Ray Peasley, and it looks like George Mattock as well on a bit of a recovery drive by the looks of it, and he's gained several positions after that mayhem with Mick Watson and a few other cars. But it looks like Adam Miles is making the move on Benny Simonson up the inside. Can he get the move done? He'll be on the outside for as Ewan Patterson throws it up the inside, and a very good bit of opportunistic driving there from Patterson, who manages to pull the move off.
Oh, that was a good move. That was a really, really nice move. Sometimes the dive bomb pays off, and it has there. Ewan Patterson up to the podium positions, where we like to see him, getting involved with these leading fights. As going very wide is Nick Vaughan Roberts there. Sorry, I confused him and Adam Miles. That is my mistake.
Yep, as they come across the line now, heading down to turn 1, and still Vaughan Roberts has got a bit of a gap to Simonson, but Ewan Patterson puts in the fastest lap of the race so far in 3rd place. So Ewan Patterson's not hanging around by any means, and they trying to close up to the rear of Benny Simonson, but Adam Miles is not going to give up by any means, and Vaughan Roberts, I think he might be happy being in the lead, but on the other hand he's on the back foot, because in that back straight the draft is so strong that he might be. It looks like we've had issues up at the hairpin.
I don't know who that is. It's Ray Peasley.
Ray Peasley.
Having spun, this track seems to be quite deadly compared to the others. There's been a lot of spins here. Maybe people pushing too hard, getting on the grass.
Oh, he
got tagged.
He got tagged around by George Mattock, and George Mattock, I think, tried to do a bit of a switcheroo, and they just got caught out by the closing speed in the middle of the hairpin, and just unfortunately tagged Ray Peasley around.
Yeah, unfortunate. I did think that maybe it was some grass or too much curb, but to get tagged is so annoying. But it didn't look like he had too much damage to the car, neither did George Mattock, so looks like they'll be able to continue in the top 10 position. George Mattock, that is.
Absolutely, as they've got a bit of a battle going on at the moment with it looks like just watching now, it's Andrew Baranowski, Clark Williams, and it's trying to find out who the 3rd car in that pack is. It looks like, I'm not sure it is, but we've still got a freeway battle going on with Clark Williams and Baranowski, and another car in that battle as well.
Could it be Dawson? Or am I wrong?
It is Dave Dawson, you're right. I just had a look there. It's the 13 car of Dave Dawson. My eye racing was playing up there, so I couldn't see as Dawson runs a little bit wide, and it gives Clark Williams a chance to get a run on him heading across the start-finish line. It's again Ewan Patterson with another fastest lap of the race so far, but it looks like Williams is going to be on the outside heading down to turn 1, and it looks like Dawson's decided to be wise and just back out of it.
Yeah, that shows the confidence in each driver. It shows like who's sort of willing to have a battle or who's not. I'm not saying this to put down any of the drivers, but it just shows, you know, different experiences and who is prepared to make those moves up the inside and battle for position. But who knows, maybe they just want to stay with Baranowski.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, it's from my experience of racing these cars in the past, it's always best to let another car go by you and maybe just use a slipstream to stay with the car in front of you, and as they head through this hairpin now, and it looks like Clark Williams is closing already. He's closing already onto the back of Andrew Baranowski as they head through this left-hander now.
Yeah, I did say it. I did say the draft was so important. I've been told it so many times, so should have figured that one out earlier.
And as this battle heads through turn 8, Williams, but back up at the front as well. It looks like Benny Simpson has moved into the lead now. He goes by Vaughan Roberts into the lead as Vaughan Roberts just about runs into the back of him and just manages to get it stopped in time. But as we ride on board of Adam Miles as well, heading through, I can't remember what corner it is.
I think it said Bomb Wolf.
Bomb Hole, sorry, turn 11. I had to check my track map there. But as I head through the final couple of corners now, Adam Miles is just watching this battle go on now, and he's thinking, come on boys, start scrapping away so I can maybe gain a couple of positions. Yep, 100%.
I love that this track has the all the corner names and the straight names all on the side, so you can actually read it, given the right positioning. The only other track I've seen have that is Brooklyn's at Silverstone.
Indeed, as they head up to the hairpin now, and Benny Simpson, I thought he was under pressure there, but it looks like Miles is making a move up the inside of Patterson to regain that final step on the podium, but Patterson decides to back out of it slightly and let Miles have the position, as I think Patterson's maybe just thinking of the long game and just seeing how the race pans out. But at the moment he's just sitting there in the position I like to call the box seat position and just keeping a watch and breathe.
Yeah, it definitely is a box seat. You had to watch some really good battles at the top 3. Just keep in mind, we're only halfway through the race, so Ewan Pattinson almost definitely is playing that long game and just going to stick with him. Because, you know, he does have pace. He set 2 fastest laps in a row. But there's no doubt in my mind that he will attack Adam Miles or even Benny Simpson for a podium position.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just watching this battle now, I think if I was Ewan Patterson, I would maybe just wait and just stay behind until maybe the final couple of laps or even the last lap, and just plan what you're going to do on the last lap. But I think his best passing opportunity is on that back straight that they've just came through now, and Patterson at the moment just sitting there with Adam Miles and Benny Simpson and Vaughan Roberts in front of him just scrapping away. And I think I don't know why, but I think something's going to happen with especially with Vaughan Roberts and Simpson. Is Vaughan Roberts gets a bit sideways heading through that long right-hander.
Just got a feeling, do you? It's not commentator's curse that you're predicting.
I'm saying nothing.
They see the come up. Ewan Patterson has dropped back quite a bit, but I reckon he'll come back at them as Adam Miles giving the position to Benny Simonson. I'm sure that's to get the draft as well, as we saw earlier.
Miles is up the side of Vaughan Roberts. Can he get the move done? Vaughan Roberts is going to be on the outside, and he might be able to carry that momentum as he runs a little bit wide on the curve and onto a bit of the AstroTurf there. But Vaughan Roberts managing to keep that position with Miles in third, and it looks like Ewan Patterson, I think I thought he would have stayed behind, but he's actually trying to go for a move up the inside of Miles, but decides to back out of it. As they head through turn 5, Hamilton, and they've still got this battle in the midfield as well with Baranowski, Williams and Dawson as well, and it looks like who's that has joined the battle? It's George Mattock who's joined the battle as well to make it a 4-car battle. So George Mattock is absolutely storming back through the field and wasting no time in closing onto the back of this battle, as he's slightly missed it. He's got a missing bit on his front nose, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
Yeah, always good to see someone pulling out a really nice drive like that as he goes... Oh, sorry, 17 car. My apologies. But someone got quite wide there in that pack and allowed, I think it was Clark Williams to to get up into the position, but he's relinquished it now to Baron. Oh no, sorry, they are fighting like mad. As it is Clark Williams who does get away with it. George Matic in tow behind Baranowski.
Yeah, Clark Williams pulled off a fantastic move on the outside as well. Managed to take that position on the outside, and I thought I was going to end up in contact, but this lead battle will just not die down as across the line now to complete the end of lap 7. And yeah, I have to say this race is actually this battle in the midfield. Clark Williams runs wide on the exit of the final corner and amazingly manages to save it, and they're going to go 3 wide across the start finish line.
Wow. Really good racing, really good racing. As George Matic has jumped both of the cars and goes into P5. Really good drive from him.
Absolutely, as this battle in the midfield as well, further back in the midfield, heading through the hairpin now, and it looks like Matic has took that position and is up into 5th place now, so fantastic recovery drive for him. But as you see on the left side of your screen as well, he's still got his battle for the lead going on, and it's been a fantastic battle for the lead for most of this race so far, and look, amazingly these drivers have managed to keep it clean.
Yeah, these guys, the one thing I will say about these drivers is they are some of the cleanest drivers I have seen on the iRacing service. And it's so good to see that there are people who know how to drive and that will leave the space and that can drive cleanly like these guys do. And will only push on that last lap like they always do. That last lap always is a sight to see. As they come now into the little chicane there, as Benny Simonson makes a really good move on Nick Vaughan Roberts and gets up into that leading position.
Absolutely, as they come through turn 12 now, and it looks like Simonson's holding on for the moment, but Vaughan Roberts closes right up under braking, and can he get the momentum on the exit of the final corner? It looks like he can by he's closing up in the slipstream ever so slightly as they come across the line now, and will Vaughan Roberts try and go for the move on the outside into turn 1? It'll be a bit risky as Adam Miles is deciding to have a little peek and see what's going on. As I thought he was going to go round outside of Simonson there, but yeah, that would be a bit risky. But Vaughan Roberts back into the lead, heading down to the hairpin.
Oh, he's going to have a look on the outside of Benny Simonson into Wilson, I think it said. You saw on that sign on the right-hand side. As Ewan Patterson getting really involved here, they're really starting to go out with 3 laps to go. This is going to get... Oh, they are so close.
Oh, Simonson and Miles were just inches apart from making contact, and I'm amazed that Miles or Simonson never had any contact. So, but hey, this is a fantastic battle for the win.
It's because they're all on the same UK island servers. When you take someone like me that's always racing on Australian servers, you can never do that because netcode kills you and the driver you're battling with. All it takes is a little bit of netcode. Absolutely.
As they riding on board with Patterson as well, heading up to Williams now and heading on to the Bentley Straight. And Ewan Patterson, I think at this point he's probably licking his lips watching this battle because he thinks he possibly sees a chance of a win in front of him if any of these 3 in front of him have contact or get caught up with each other. But as head down to turn 9 Brundle and up to turn 10 Nelson, it looks like Miles is maybe just showing the nose there on the inside of Simonson, trying to intimidate him, but Dennis Simonson keeps his composure. But as they head up to turn 11 now, it looks like I think Miles' best opportunity of making a move possibly is on the home straight.
Yep, it'll be coming up now, and I think he's going to want to take it. As Nick Vaughan Roberts in a nice little drift around the corner. It's just how to drive the car, isn't it? It's not really a drift, but he's getting quite a big gap to the 3 of them behind. The gap has got one up to about 3.5 tenths, but it's dropping now so quickly because of that draft. It's Nick Vaughan Roberts now setting the fastest lap of a 2:05.271. Very quick around here.
Absolutely, as it looks like Simonson's got the run heading down to the hairpin. He's going to make a move up the inside. Vaughan Roberts was trying to hold it on the outside. Can he carry that momentum? He might be able to just hold it on the outside for heading up to turn 3 Palmer corner, and it looks like Vaughan Roberts is managing to hold the inside just, and can he carry that momentum still? Yes, he can, but Benny Simonson, they not giving up by any means, and it looks like they're about to go 3 wide into this hairpin.
They are 3 wide.
Surely they can't survive. Well,
And my heart was in my throat there. Oh, thought it was gonna be all over. It just shows how clean these guys really are. It's so good to see. I love watching the Monday Night Skippies.
well, the only reaction I could think of when I saw them go 3 wide to that hairpin was goodness gracious me.
Oh.
But as I head up to the through the Bentley Straight now, or up the Bentley Straight rather, it's still miles leading from Simonson, but Vaughan Roberts is he's definitely want a piece of this action now. He's not going to give up by any means, but it looks like Simonson's up the inside of Miles, heading through Brundle, and can he get the move done? Yeah, Simonson gets the move done, so fantastic.
Yeah, really good to see Benny Simonson going to now want to try and pull that lead as Nick Vaughan Roberts is right on the back of Adam Miles. None of them wanting to mess around. They're lap 10 of 12. Before they know it, it's going to be that last lap. Oh, there we go, breaking into the last corners. Don't know. No, that was the last corner. I do not know this track, do I? I should do some more research, to be honest. Looks like a fun track, though.
Yeah, indeed it is. It's coming up to turn 1 now, and it looks like Miles is up the inside of Vaughan Roberts, and just basically he doesn't barge his way through, but it looks like Vaughan Roberts is Hume Patterson rather was trying to make a move up the inside of Miles, as they're getting really close in the hairpin, and amazingly they don't have any contact.
Yeah, Ewan Patterson did, he just couldn't get the power on because of Adam Miles there, which is unfortunate because he did get such a good run through the corner. So they all go quite wide onto that little bit of AstroTurf, or a bit of plating, I suppose it is.
And absolutely, as Vaughan Roberts up the inside of, or it was up then, tried to take a look up the inside of Adam Miles, but Miles manages to hold on to second place, but still, it's this battle is going to go right down to the last lap by the looks of it, and Simonson at the moment he's just got a little bit of a gap, but as they head onto this back straight, the Bentley Straight, that gap will come down dramatically because of the slipstream. And I think don't be surprised if you see Miles trying to make a move on Simonson, heading into turn 9 and turn 10, as I get my words out finally.
It's all good. They're gonna go 3 wide, attacking Benny Simonson. It's Vaughan Roberts, it's Adam Miles, it's Benny Simonson. Ooh. They're so close. Who gets the move done? It is Nick Vaughan Roberts. What a move around the outside. Absolutely beautiful move. Oh. Adam Miles nearly killing him and Benny Simonson. So close to his front wing and the nose of the car. This is incredible racing to watch. As we come on to the final lap, coming through the last corner. Nick Vaughan Roberts going quite wide through the last corner. That may compromise his run down the front straight. Ewan Pattinson looking behind, hoping that maybe they make a little contact here, and he's going to take a podium position. Follows Benny Simonson into turn 1. Does he get the move on Adam Miles? Looks like he will. Great racing.
Fantastic racing, and as we head into the last lap as well, heading through the hairpin, and still it's Vaughan Roberts leading from Simonson, and Vaughan Roberts, I think he's in a bad position because, well, he's leading, but he's in a bad position when it comes to the slipstream because Simonson, Patterson and Miles will probably take an advantage if they see it, and I think they won't hang around, and I think it'll be a game of chicken and of who backs out first.
Yep, 100%. Definitely 100%. Oh, apologies. It's going to be interesting as they coming up into the final few corners, I believe now. Yes, coming into Williams now. Nick Vaughan-Roberts holding the lead. He started on pole. He's done a very nice drive today. Ewan Pattinson is going to attack Benny Simmons, and I'd love to see him at P2. It's great to see him on the podium.
Absolutely, as this battle comes up to turn 9 and turn 10 now, and it looks like Vaughan-Roberts is still in the lead. And I think Benny Simonson, I thought he would have tried to make a move on that Bentley straight, but I think Simonson, don't be surprised if you see him trying to send it into the final corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, as it looks like he's trying to take a move up the inside here through this long right-hander, and he's going to try and throw it up the inside into turn 13. Don't think he's going to be able to do it, but Vaughan-Roberts just needs to get a good exit, heading onto the exit of the final corner, and he gets a great exit.
Good enough.
And Nick Vaughan-Roberts is going to come across the line to take the win here in the Monday Night Skippies at Snetterton, with Benny Simpson finishing second, Patterson in third, and Adam Miles in fourth. But further back, we've got his battle for fifth place as well, with George Mattock and Adam Baranowski. Mattock's got the run heading on Baranowski, heading across the line now. Can Mattock get the position?
Get
So close. He did. No, I thought he did get it, but Baranowski just holds on to it.
Wow. 14 milliseconds was in that one. Wow. What a finish between the two of those drivers. Nick Vaughan-Roberts pulling off the win today, getting a really nice drive, I think, and Benny Simonson, that fastest lap was quick at the end, 205 flat, jeez.
Absolutely, as the results are on your screen now, with Nick Vaughan-Roberts taking a fantastic win and a pretty feisty battle for the win, with Benny Simonson finishing in second, and then Ewan Patterson rounding out the podium in third, with Adam Miles in fourth, with Andrew Baranowski just holding on for fifth from George Mattock in sixth, with Clark Williams finishing in seventh, with Patrick Bennett in eighth, Jeff Rando in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 was Dave Dawson. And then finishing in 11th was Ray Peasley with John McDonald in 12th. And then the retirements from the race were Mick Watson in 13th with Daniel Tufts 14th, and rounded out the retirements in 15th was Peter Parnell. But Daniel, I have to say, that was just, well, the only way I could describe that was breathtaking.
Oh, it always is. Monday Night Skippies is always breathtaking on those final three laps. Some incredible moves. Nick Vaughan-Roberts dropped down to fourth at one point, didn't he? And starting on pole, I did say that I thought he was going to take the win, so I'd like to say that I should have put money on it, but it was a good win. It was a good drive from Nick Vaughan-Roberts to take that win, and it was a good drive from all four of those drivers, especially Adam Miles and Benny Simonson. That was some incredibly close racing, and I always love to see it. It's brings a bit of NASCAR to the open wheel road racing, which I love to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great race. Not just at the front, but we had that battle for fifth and sixth place between Baranowski and Mattock, with Clark Williams as well. And great racing throughout the field. And I have to say, it's as we come towards the end of the season, it's been great to call the races, and I think this championship battle as well, as we head into the final remaining rounds, I think it's all to play for, and I think it's going to be hard to predict who comes out on top. But I think next week the series heads to Imola, which is another favourite of my tracks, and I think that home straight as well is going to provide some great draft battles. But as you see on the screen right now, that's the schedule. We were at Snetterton tonight, and then round 10 heads to Imola with the Nürburgring on the 30th of August. The Nürburgring, one of my favourite tracks, and I never ever get bored of lapping around there.
Such a fun track, isn't it?
And, absolutely. And they rounded out the season on the 6th of September as Long Beach, another favourite, or one of my favourite street tracks, I should say. And I think that should be, well, I don't like to use the word, but I think it could be chaotic. As I think that's about it for tonight. But I have to say, first of all, thanks for stepping in, Daniel. It's been a pleasure calling the race as always, and it's been great working with Hugo Lois on the cameras. And I have to say, if if you've not watched any of the Monday Night Skippys broadcast, yeah, make sure you tune in next week, because Imola should be a fantastic race. And yeah, but for now, we will see you around, and thanks for tuning in, and bye bye.